Welcome to SVG-TV News for January the 28th, 2015. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. This country's leader, Dr. Rav Gonsalves, has vowed to take care of the survivors of the rock gutter minibus accident. At the funeral service last Sunday in Fancy, Dr. Gonsalves highlighted the need to ensure that the survivors are never forgotten. He promised he will go to Parliament and make certain that their lives are a bit easier after such a testing time.
I pledge to them here today, those 11 young persons who have survived, that I shall go to the Parliament of this country and make appropriate proposals to ensure that nothing will be spared for these 11 young children.
Meanwhile, at the opening of the 5th session of the 9th Parliament today, the Prime Minister announced that the initiative, which is called the Social Development Programme for Fancy, will include continued counselling services on a continuous basis, the replacement of all school materials lost. A school bus and a temporary replacement bus has now been put in place. He has also indicated that the new cemetery has been consecrated, rehabilitation done to the access road of the area, and each student will have a monetary allowance to ease financial burdens. The Prime Minister also made known that every student that meets the requisite matriculation at the University of the West Indies, UWI, or any university institution of a similar nature will be given assistance with their education. He said in Parliament that he had already written to the university and has the letters of their plans to help those survivors to be hand-delivered at their various homes. Meanwhile, Governor General Sir Frederick Ballantyne said that the tragedy reminds us to live closer to God and to live in deeper unity. An account has been set up by Marian House at the RBTT Bank so that persons can make donation to the relatives of the victims of the Fancy minibus tragedy. This account was established by the counseling agency due to inquiries from persons asking as to how they can contribute to the relatives. In her capacity as legal advisor and member of the board of directors, Nicole Sylvester announced that the Vincentians home and abroad can make a tangible contribution. She also reminded the victims that they could seek counseling at the establishment that is equipped with professionals.
010-212-1440. The purpose of opening this account to the public is so that members of the public, both in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and beyond, can make a contribution towards Marian House efforts to raise funds for those who have all been affected by this tragic event at Rock Gutter. So we look forward to us coming together as a society and as a community to support those who have been affected by the incident. Marian House further wished to state that it is a counseling agency with experienced staff who are ready, willing, and will continue to give its support to those individuals who have suffered as a result of the event.
The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Christian Council is receiving some praise by the local Human Rights Association. President of the Human Rights Association, Nicole Sylvester, said that she was extremely pleased at the way in which the members of the clergy formulated a service for the victims of the rock gutter minibus accident. She said that this helped to ease the pain of the tragedy.
Focus on bringing healing to those who lost loved ones, those who still have loved ones missing, and those who were involved in the accident and survived but would still have that measure of trauma from the experience. It was a service that was extremely well attended, and it was deeply rooted in its spirituality and the message of healing and prayer, and the resounding message of togetherness and supporting each other. And I would just like to continue from the Human Rights Association in us lifting all of those friends and relatives from the area of Fancy in particular, where so many of them are affected by the incident.
Stay with us. The local news continues in a moment. The results of both the in-house spot testing and the 2 blood samples which was sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency CAFA have confirmed the diagnosis of malaria for the Nigerian medical student who was admitted to the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital on Monday, January 26th. As a result, the Ministry of Health in a release says that the Chief Environment Officer, Health Officer and staff at the Environmental Management Department within the ministry have activated the malaria prevention plan. The release further states that the Ministry of Health can confirm at this time that the patient has been discharged from the hospital on treatment, and as a part of the management process, the professionals at the Environmental Management Department are implementing source reduction activities in targeted areas. The ministry and the relevant stakeholders are continuing to work closely with the Caribbean Public Health Agency CAFA and the Pan American Health Organization PAHO in the management of this situation and remains vigilant in this regard. With over 3,000 active members and thousands of other followers, the New Testament Church of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Lucia is celebrating 75 years of existence. Administrative Bishop Wendell Davis said the religious institution operates in 4 districts and is a vibrant unit with 22 congregations in this country and 4 in St. Lucia. He also highlighted the work of one of the stalwarts in the New Testament movement, Mother Priam.
And then move from Bridgetown to the village of Diamonds. That's Diamonds in the North Union area. I think the hallmark of all those was the conversion of one that we consider to be the mother of the Church of God in St. Vincent, Gladys Priam. We refer to her as the mother of Pentecost in St. Vincent. She was converted and she practically took the church to another level in St. Vincent, not just in Diamonds and in Bridgetown or Bible, but in Kingston, in Rockies, and down to Shottobele and those areas. And today, after 75 years, we are functioning, we are operating as a church with 22 denominations or congregations in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 4 in St. Lucia, and about 3,000 active members in these 22 churches, and about over 3,000 plus active followers. And the active members are those who are baptized and are considered to be members of the church with their names on the church roll.
Bishop Davis pointed out that their commemorative activities will include expansion to areas such as Vermont, the north of the Dry River, and the Grenadines.
We are intending also to take the ministry north of the Dry River. Currently, we don't have a congregation in that area. We are also hoping to take the ministry to other Grenadine Island, like Union Island. We currently exist in Canawan. A new congregation is there that would be 1 year old on the 22nd of February. And we had a congregation fully established in Beckwith for quite some time now. We intend to become, we have been active, we have been very, very progressive in terms of our spiritual aspect, our spiritual activities. But this being our 75th year, we are in the process of, analyzing what we have done and how we're going to take the church to the next level.
Drama Development Officer Martin Kwashi is urging parents and teachers to encourage their children to become more involved in the performing arts. Kwashi says that the children are the future shoulders on which the survival of our culture rests. Therefore, they must not only be afforded proper training, but be allowed as many opportunities and avenues as possible for the expression of their talents.
The talent of our youths, our future stars of tomorrow, so we must encourage them to perform. And those of you parents who have children that are exceptionally talented, please let them perform. Tell the teacher about their talents so that they can be expressed during the primary school's Performing Arts Festival. I'm therefore encouraging the principals to start looking for the talent in the schools, get them ready, so that when we come to the schools, we would see talent, Vincentian talent, on the move.
The auditions for the Primary Schools Performing Arts Festival kick off in March at the Kingston Preparatory School and will encompass the entire state, including the Grenadines.
The Primary Schools Performing Arts Festival, PRISPAF as it is called, will be held this February and March. It will start on February 3rd and end on March the 4th. That is in the preliminary round. At least 60 schools have expressed interest in performing for this year.
Meanwhile, Kwashi says that the Grenadines will not be left out of the festival, adding that the grand finale is scheduled for March 10th and 11th of this year.
The festival is a collaboration of the Ministry of Education and of course the Department of Culture, coordinated by myself, Martin Kwashi, with my deputy Mr. Nigel Morgan. So we will be visiting the schools from February the 3rd. We opened at the Kingston Preparatory School as usual, and then we will move right around the country and also in the Grenadines as well.
Albert Mapp was this morning fined $9,000 by Chief Magistrate Ratienbaum Matthias. Mapp was arrested after he was found to be carrying 7,234 grams of cannabis while traveling in a minibus. The fine was imposed after he pleaded guilty to 2 separate charges of drug possession.